everybody, it's Marie from Pear Tree Paper Crafts, here with another process video for you. This one is called Making Waves, and I've already made a bit of a start on it, but I'll quickly explain to you while I'm just matting the photographs there what I've already done. So I'm using a sheet of paper from Indigo Hills 2 from Pink Fresh Studio. That piece of paper reminds me of waves kind of washing up onto the shore with the white there at the side. So I decided to use it for a layout of my son, who laid himself down in the sea on a holiday, and the waves were kind of lapping over him and he was giggling, and it was just a wonderful day. So what I've done there is I have cut out a circle. It's my own cut file I designed, just using the Cricut Studio. And it's a series of circles with little dots on them. And then what I've done there is I have matted the photograph onto a piece of vellum that's torn at one end, and then I've matted it onto that wood effect paper again that's torn at one end. I wanted that rough edge, a bit like the edge of the sea, I suppose, like a wave washing in, being a little bit rougher and the rest being smooth. I've also put some cheesecloth at the back of the photograph, just to give a bit of interest and a bit of texture, and I've then matted the photograph onto with some adhesive foam just to lift them slightly off the page. And here I am, I'm just going to stick down the circle. I've only put glue behind the little dots just because I wanted to make sure that if I felt like it later, I could tuck some embellishments in behind the larger circles, but I've decided I don't want to do that. What I'm doing just now is using some Tim Holtz Distress Stain in white, and just dotting it all over just to, again, give a layer of texture, a bit more interest. And you'll see the video change in just a second because I let it dry, and then I came back a little bit later to start placing my photographs on. So they're all matted, that's where I want them. The title, I originally played with the title being lower down on the page, but then decided I needed to link the two things together. So I wanted the circle and the title linked, so I put that making part inside the circle and waves at the bottom. Here I have some Kaisercraft beach, I think it's beach hut embellishments. It's an old set, but they seem to fit perfectly with this colour and with this layout, all those shades of blue. So here I am just playing with the different embellishments in the set. I spend quite a lot of time doing this because to start with I put on some turquoisey colours, and then I decided that actually, although there is turquoise on the photograph because his wetsuit has got a bit of turquoise on, I decided I didn't actually want that on the layout. So I'm using bits of the seaweed. That word there says beach. There's a little piece of driftwood just at the top that says love this on, that says happy times. And in order to get that kind of visual triangle, I decided to put something up on that white. I felt there was a lot of white there. I don't want to fill it, but I wanted something up there. So I spent quite a long time here just playing with the embellishments and deciding where they're going to go. I decide on seaweed and tags for the bottom one, and a couple of shell die cuts. Up at the top one I've got words mainly, and then that one at the side again gets a few words, a pair of flip-flops, and I think I put another little tag in behind that one. I go backwards and forwards through all these die cuts trying to find the ones with the right colours on that are going to work. Just building up that texture and building up those layers, because I haven't put many layers behind the photograph. I think I've got 3 there. I've got the vellum, the cheesecloth, and then the driftwoody wood effect paper. This one I actually did make for a challenge over at UK Scrap Addicts, and the challenge prompt was a circle element on the page. It was one of the options was a circle element on the page, so I chose to use my my circle prompt there. I was going to glue down my letters, and then I decided that actually I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive foam on the back. I didn't prop all the letters up all the way around because they just need a bit of lifting, and I think it would have taken me hours and hours because some of those parts of those letters are very, very thin. So I've just propped them up enough so that it will stick and enough so that it is stood up off the page, but not so much that it's taken me hours to do. So I'm just doing the W now. Fiddly. And then what I do next is put some glue on the back of the word Makin. You can't see this, I didn't realise I was off camera when I was doing this. I kind of spread a little bit of glue around on the back of the letters and then dab it round and spread it around a little bit with my finger to take off the excess, so that when I put it back on the page, the glue doesn't kind of spread out from behind the letter and leave that kind of gluey mess on the page. What I then do is carefully, probably should have stuck these down before, carefully remove my photographs and put some double-sided sticky on the back of the foam pieces, just to stick those down again. I don't stick the edges down, I never do. I always tend to leave a gap around the edge of a photograph, so it's always space that you can tuck in some ephemera or tags or anything else that you want to tuck in around the photograph. And then I vary between putting glue and putting double-sided sticky or bits of adhesive foam. So this is me just getting out some white cotton. I want to put some cotton in that little tag, and you'll see what I do is I lift that one up on some foam. What I do is I leave a really long string on that tag, and I'll show you, I think it's the last thing I do, what I'm going to do with that piece of thread there. So now I'm just sticking down, holding down my little embellishments, a couple of shells, they go on adhesive foam, little tags get a bit of glue on them, stuck in underneath. That one's really tricky and it goes in too far. Pulling it back out again with my tweezers. And then I just turn the page to make it easier for me to be able to stick things down. So up at the top there I've got a little tag that says memories, I think, on it, and then a little bit of the seaweedy, and then another tag, the sentiment, sorry, and then the flip-flops, which I just love. They had to go on there. I like the flip-flops. They were just the perfect colour. Many of my layouts have become monochromatic. Even if the photographs have got more than one colour in, my layouts have definitely gone monochromatic. I really like the look. They tend to be one colour and white. I've found that I do like putting white on everything. I think it must be my favourite colour, and I just think it lifts the page. It gives a brightness to a page, and I just seem to really enjoy using white. So I'm just sticking down the rest of the embellishments and the rest of the photographs. There's not many more to go. I think I'm nearly done. And then the last thing I'm going to do here is use that long piece of thread, and I'm going to wind it round the photograph. And I tuck it under edges and round the photograph. And that's my layout. I hope you enjoyed this video and hope to see you at Pear Tree Paper Crafts again soon. Here come the close-ups.